In a quiet village by the ocean, there lived a fisherman named Sovin. His life followed the rhythm of the tides waking before dawn, mending his nets and sailing out to sea. For years, his days were simple and uneventful. But one morning, that all changed. News traveled fast that a massive school of fish had moved close to the coast. Every fisherman in the village, eager for a good catch, rushed to their boats. Sovin set off in his small wooden vessel, unaware that he was sailing into the most dangerous day of his life. Not long after he left the shore, the weather turned. The sky darkened ominously, with clouds piling up like mountains, and the calm sea began to churn with violent waves. But Sovin, convinced the big catch was just ahead, refused to turn back. He pushed deeper into the open water. Suddenly the storm hit with full force. Huge waves crashed against his boat, tossing it around like a leaf in the wind. The gale howled so fiercely that Sovin couldn't even hear himself think. His boat creaked and groaned, ropes snapped, and half his gear was swept into the raging sea. Still, he held on, hoping the storm would pass. Then it happened. A colossal wave, like a liquid wall, rose before him and smashed down onto the boat, splitting it into pieces. Sovin was thrown into the freezing, chaotic ocean. Darkness enveloped him as the waves dragged him under, again and again. In that terrifying moment, he thought his life was over. But as he thrashed blindly in the water, his hand brushed against something solid, a floating piece of his shattered boat. With the last ounce of his strength, he grabbed onto the wooden plank and fought to keep his head above water. The storm raged on. Waves battered him. The icy water sapped his warmth, but Sovin wrapped his arms around the plank, refusing to let the sea claim him. Hours turned into a long, dark night. The thunder eventually faded, the waves calmed, and Sovin found himself drifting alone in the vast black ocean, far from home. He was exhausted, dehydrated, and barely conscious, but the thought of his family became a lifeline, the only thing keeping him from giving up. The next morning at sunrise, a large fishing ship was passing through the area when the crew heard a faint, strange sound. Looking over the side, they were stunned to see a man clinging to a single piece of wood. It was Sovin, pale, weak, but alive. They pulled him aboard, gave him water, and saved his life. When the ship returned to his village, everyone rushed to the shore, astounded. They had all thought he was lost to the storm. Sovin's story quickly became a legend, not because he lost his boat, but because he showed everyone that with courage and hope, a determined heart can survive even the ocean's greatest fury. Thanks for watching.